Hey guys, this is going to be another spotlight video, but this will be on two plants instead of one because they are just that fabulous and I couldn't do just one. It is actually a beautiful sunny day here in southeast Texas. The trees are greening up rather rapidly too, like there's already a lot more shade on the ground. And hey look, I think that's a monarch butterfly because it looked just like a monarch. But yeah, so it's a beautiful day. It's comfortable, like 70 or so degrees right now. So I brought these two out. So this one here is an unnamed cross. It is Dendrobium Little Atro crossed back on atroviolaceum. The flowers are just gorgeous. I mean, look at that. This one's on its way out, but like you can see, just like the vibrant purple color in that lip and the spotting. It's covered in blooms. I got this actually recently at the March Orchid Society meeting here, and it was on the raffle table, believe it or not. But I actually won it. I only put $5 in tickets and won it. And it was just covered in blooms. Beautifully healthy plant. Obviously, like I said, lots of blooms. Still a few more buds that are opening even over here. And there's another spike buried in there somewhere. There it is. You can kind of see the buds right there. Of course, a few flowers are on their way out. This plant was in bloom for an unknown length of time before it even arrived to HOS. And you can see like these two flowers are on its way out. It's weird though how they turn like that vibrant red color where the spots are. It's like this color of the spots is bleeding out to the rest of the flower. But that lip though, that lip carries through on the atroviolaceum lip carries through to its offspring pretty strongly. Now, Little Atro is atroviolaceum and Normanbiense, and Normanbiense was considered a form of atroviolaceum for a while until they separated it out because it is a considerably smaller plant. But this is essentially just an atroviolaceum crossed on an atroviolaceum by all intents and purposes. And it actually has a very faint vanilla fragrance in the daytime when it's not breezy, but because I took it outside, it's obviously not. I'm not going to smell it, but the backs of these flowers is like a green. They're like greenish cream colors, and they're heavily spotted with these dark, almost black on the newer ones, spots that obviously fade away as they go. Sorry about that, guys. The mailman was coming out, so I had to go take care of that. But I am back. Anyway, I don't honestly remember where I was. I should have watched the clip that I had already recorded. But yeah, it's just gorgeous. Very long lasting flowers. When they're freshly opened and they haven't been like shipped or anything, they can last upwards. I've had mine last, my little Atto lasted almost 6 months on its first blooming, which was just two flowers, but it was better than nothing. But those lasted almost like 5 months or so. So like they can last a while, and they're fragrant in the daytime, very faintly though. It's not like you're gonna smell it from a mile away, even with this many flowers. But it's just so gorgeous, and the plant is gorgeous. So the canes are pretty ribbed naturally, very thick, waxy leaves. But yeah, let's go to the other plant. Let me put this one over here, because it's got to go back in the greenhouse when I'm done. I just want to make sure I'm not squishing anything. There we go. It's this guy. You guys may or may, I don't remember if I've done a, oop, it's tipping over. I don't remember if I've done a video in the past. Okay, why is it so tippy? Sorry. Trying to get it to stand up without tipping over, and I guess it doesn't want to for some reason. I may have teased the sheath on this one at one point. Let me turn you around now. But it's finally open. It's finally here. Wow, it looks a lot yellow on here. But it's not as yellow as it looks, or as lightly colored. It's like actually pretty rich greeny yellow, but the sunshine is coming through. This is Rhyncholaeliocattleya Ports of Paradise, Gleneyrie's Green Giant, which is an FCC awarded clone. It's got 3 flowers, although the third flower is like back here, and it's kind of dinky. Like it's very small compared to the other two. So like we don't talk about that. But the big two are fabulous. The fragrance, oh, it's beautiful. It's like a floral citrusy fragrance. This is a hybrid. I believe it's RLC Fortune and Rhyncholaeliocattleya digbyana. So Digbyana is the pollen parent, which is why this fimbriated lip is so apparent. It's gorgeous, though. It's got a really deep, rich coloring on the in the throat of the labellum there. It's a big old plant too. Like this is like a big old plant. This was the cane that previously bloomed, and it's got a growth coming off of it that's looking chunky and nice. There's actually another growth growing right up there. You can see it on the right there. And I got this at Lowe's for I think 45 bucks. I know that seems like a lot to some people, but that's actually for a big blooming size plant like this, much less one this big. That was outrageously good, and at Lowe's nonetheless. Now, when I first got it, it had some suspicious markings on the sheath and the blooms that were open at the time, which were not these. These are new. And so I tested it for virus. It came up negative on all fronts, which is good. I just wanted to be certain, so I kept it isolated as well. And then it decided that it was going to grow, or it was growing, and it matured this growth, which put out 3 buds. It had 2 when it first bloomed, and they were pretty beat up from shipping, which explains the marks now that I think about it. But now that it's opened, and this was back like in September, I think, or it's like something ages ago. I've had it for a while, but it took forever to develop these buds because they're huge. They're big old flowers. I mean, not like, they're just about the size of my hand, and the fragrance is nice. They've been open for a couple weeks now, and they will continue. They will be open for at least another couple weeks, and they are in their prime condition. Like, the form is pretty good, the substance is nice and heavy, the flower is just gorgeously colored. I've been loving these green yellow flowers, and this one is obviously no exception. It is just fabulous. And it's potted in a 6-inch pot. It's going to have to get repotted after these growths mature, but I'm going to let them go. Because the growth that is blooming is actually already, if I look at it, already growing at the edge of the pot, and you can see a root coming. So once these flowers finish and that growth matures, it starts putting out roots, I'm going to repot it. And it's going to have to go up in probably, honestly, an 8-inch pot, because it's, or if I can find a 7-inch pot, I'll put it in there. But yeah, big old plant. The RLC hybrids tend to be pretty large. Not all of them, because if you remember my very vermilion, which is up there, that's an RLC, and it's not. But the standard ones, especially ones that have like Digbyana or something in the immediate parentage, are just ginormous plants. And so yeah, I wanted to show off both of these. Now, to talk about quick culture on them, the Cattleya obviously I grow in pretty bright light. You can see that like the leaf color has improved on the new growth from the older ones, just a little bit lighter green. I water it when it approaches dryness, which is hard to tell because this bark is so like grown with roots. But like when the pot gets pretty light, that's when I soak it again, and it actually grew some more roots off that growth that previously bloomed. And it's doing pretty well. I fertilize lightly with just about every watering, unless I usually fertilize every other tank fill, but it will get watered at least 3 times during that tank fill. So it'll get fertilized like 3 times, then not fertilized 3 times. So it gets fertilized a lot, and it's just loving life and doing well. I'm very proud of it. I'm very happy with it. I hope to see more blooms off those next growths. Maybe I'll hopefully have 2 growths blooming because they're both growing. They're pretty close in size. Whereas the little Atro X atroviolaceum, and ooh, it's a pretty little butterfly. The X atroviolaceum, I grow this one a little bit brighter, like on Oncidium level light. I never let it fully dry out, but allow it to approach dry. It gets fertilized just like the Cattleya does a few times, and then a few times not, then a few times. And the temperature in the greenhouse right now sits at like 85 high, 70 to 72 low. So it's pretty warm. These are warm growing plants. These Latoria dendrobiums, many of them are warm growing. There are some cooler growers. I have Dendrobium aberrans, which is considered almost an intermediate grower, warm to intermediate. Just basil. But yeah, beautiful flowers. I wish they were not so tucked in the foliage, but that's just the way they grew. And let's face it, the way I staked them was very convoluted. But next growth will be better. They presented well. I mean, the form is just fabulous. Substance is great. I just love this. I waited for so long for this. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video. And look out for another one soon, as I will be doing two things. A catasetum repotting to revisit the subject of catasetums now that catasetum growth has begun. Some of my plants are already being fully watered. They've been growing so fast. And I will be doing another repotting tutorial video. So keep an eye out for that. Hope you guys are having a lovely day like I am. I am just getting like in the middle of a cold, so you can probably hear me sniffling. But it's just too good not to be outside, and I've taken some medicine to help with the symptoms. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Do hope you enjoyed this video, and please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.